serve it up. Youngs and Wacholder, May and Walsh. And Walsh hits the first ball straight down. Elaine Youngs, of course, one of the stars on the AVP Tour, the 2004 Olympic bronze medalist, 6 feet, living in Durango, California, grew up in El Toro, 35 career wins, a couple this season, and of course Rachel Wacholder, 7 career wins, a late bloomer, 31 years old, out of Laguna Beach, went to the University of Colorado. And Wacholder dug by Misty May. Wacholder, one of the better defenders on tour. So is Misty. Misty on the right, and she hits it off the block, out of bounds, and a point.
Already we're seeing what powerful defensive players Wacholder and May are, with 3 digs in that rally, keeping it going. May doing a good job of dropping off the net and putting herself in the right position. Then Elaine Youngs was trying to take the angle, but didn't take enough of it. Slipped it by her forearm.
May Walsh in the black uniforms. In the orange or red, Youngs and Wacholder. And Elaine Youngs pounds it through.
And that's something Elaine Youngs, who's one of the best offensive players on the tour, has to do. When the serve goes down the middle, look at how she comes way to her right and almost poaches like in tennis doubles. She wants to take some of the pressure off her partner, Rachel Wacholder, by taking those middle serves.
So 40-mile-per-hour spike seems a lot faster. You're comparing it to baseball, it's about half the distance. So 40 is coming like 90. Wacholder and Youngs gets it off Walsh. That is a continuing rivalry, Elaine Youngs and Carrie Walsh.
They are the 2 leaders in blocks on the women's side of the AVP Tour, each averaging about a block per game. And they're going to be challenging each other a lot throughout that time. And in that last play, Youngs was actually challenging the Walsh block, hit it off her hands and out of bounds.
So Wacholder with the serve. And Rachel can't get it. So May off Wacholder. If you're wondering about May and Walsh together, 56 team wins, Karch. That's first all time in the women's division.
And Walsh has the opportunity to become a $1 million career winner if they are able to win in this final here in Chicago today.
Only Holly McPeak and Misty May have done it in the United States. And the put away, of course, Elaine Youngs. So Walsh has a chance to be the 4th person and the fastest person.
Exactly, the one to do it in the fewest tournaments. She came around when there was more prize money, and of course they're winning at such a high rate that she caught up very quickly with the other 3 ahead of her.
Young's pretty good serve. And the put away for Misty May. So we're off to a good start in Chicago. Our women's championship final, the 2 best teams on the beach. The gold medalists, Misty May and Carrie Walsh, leading Rachel Wacholder and Elaine Youngs 4-3. Hi, everybody. Along with Karch Garai, I'm Chris Marlowe. What can you say about Misty May and Carrie Walsh worldwide? They have dominated play, winning 196 of their last 204 matches. They've been unbelievable.
And they still have their gold medal mojo going. Amazing. And this time they're coming off an easier offseason. Carrie Walsh getting married to fellow AVP pro Casey Jennings, and Misty May, a new workout schedule that has her in the best shape of her career, probably since at least 2000. Moving and touching balls on defense that we haven't seen her do in a couple of years, which is real trouble for their opponents because they already won the gold medal when she wasn't in that kind of shape. Of course, Carrie Walsh still dominating at the net, the world's #1 blocker, great offensive player, and they're giving their opponents nightmares continued for the last 2 years.
Well, if there is one team that can beat May and Walsh, and they've demonstrated, Rachel Wacholder and Elaine Youngs, they've beaten them 6 times in the last 2.5 years.
The only team that has been able to win on this tour besides May and Walsh is Wacholder and Youngs. They've given May and Walsh a little bit of trouble, won 2 out of the last 5 meetings.
This is game 1, and Walsh has her first block. So Carrie Walsh, who is as tall as Karch Garai and can reach as high as Karch Garai, and she causes havoc. She's like having a 6'9" blocker in men's volleyball. She gets the ace there.
And one of the things she said that they were really trying to work on going into this season is improving their serving. Result right there is an ace down the middle.
6-3 our score. Walsh and May jumping out to a lead here. Wacholder and Youngs. And Youngs going on two. What a dig by Misty May. Walsh with the block. So 2 stuff blocks for Carrie Walsh.
Taking over and scoring the last 3 points with the block, the ace, and now another block. Walsh doing a great job so far of staying at the net, thinking about blocking first. And you'll see here, she's going to reach to her right and block the line. Really nicely done, even though her partner was behind her digging that line.
4 points in a row for May Walsh, and they are on the good side right now. Wind in their face. Wacholder. Misty another dig, and it's out of bounds. For more on the strategy of Misty and Carrie, let's go down to Heather.
Well, you'll notice they're serving every ball to Rachel Wacholder. The reason they want to force Elaine Youngs to think she has to create things for herself to actually get into the game. The more they serve Rachel, the more you'll see EY try and hit over on 2 like you saw 2 plays ago, guys.
All right, Heather Cox. The on-2 play getting very popular in beach volleyball. Misty cuts inside. Of course, Misty May married to baseball player Matt Trainer in the fall season of 2004. Technically, Misty May Trainer. Matt Trainer, a catcher for the Florida Marlins.
And that's been a real challenge for them with him being in the middle of baseball season and her being in the middle of volleyball season. It's tough for them to get to spend much time together.
And Youngs pounds one through. As Karch detailed, Misty May 15 pounds lighter. She is streamlined, and her fitness regime looks pretty good.
Absolutely. She worked very hard in the off-season. Of course, got to spend a lot of time with her husband, who was also working out, preparing for the baseball season, but got to go 5 days a week in Florida.
Misty, and a nice dig by Wacholder. Walsh pops it back up. Then Carrie puts it away.
Yeah, the one thing she said that she was really able to improve her conditioning on was not only was that regimen, but eating healthier and eating smaller meals more often throughout the day. She feels those 3 things have really helped her.
And eating a little bit earlier at night. She said another key. No more late night binges. Eat early, and of course, Misty and Carrie already thinking about Beijing, less than 2 years away. Nice set. And the put away by Rachel Wacholder. Of course, Wacholder and Youngs also have aspirations for Beijing. They would like to be the second American team, or perhaps the first if they can get better.
And if they were to have Olympic qualification based on the points right now, those would be the 2 American representatives. But there's still a long way to go.
Rachel Wacholder with the serve. Got good float on that ball. Here comes Misty. And Misty, the most valuable player on the AVP Tour a year ago, and she's even playing better this year.
And she has just got one of the prettiest cut shots you'll see on either the men's or the women's side of the tour. She reaches really high with her arm. One mistake that players make when they're trying to make that shot is they don't hit it with an extended elbow, but she does a good job of that. It's harder to get to, falls down more sharply.
10-6 May Walsh. Now Misty, what a dig! And Walsh hammers it through. Misty May, quickness showing after the regimen.
Those are the kinds of plays that she's been making even more than ever, chasing down balls, and this is not a shot that she would expect because it came through the arms of her partner, Walsh, on the block.
North Avenue Beach, the AVP McDonald's Open presented by Nautica. And there is Carrie Walsh, the Olympic gold medalist, married recently on December 4th, 2005 to Casey Jennings. And some of the photos from that wedding, Karch, this is one of the happiest couples you will ever see.
That was their big day. It certainly was well represented. Misty's in that picture. Misty May's in that picture there as one of the bridal party. And Casey, of course, was so fired up. They had it out in Palm Springs there. Lots of volleyball players there. Great family. And it's the one occasion where everybody gets to have all the people they love out to celebrate their new night.
First married victory at Seaside Heights when they both won. Casey Jennings winning his first tournament of the year with Matt Furbringer. Misty May is everywhere.
And doing something that only our broadcast partner Mike Dodd and his wife have been able to do, and that is have husband and wife win on the same weekend. That was just a few weeks ago.
That's big Mike Dodd and Patty Dodd, the great player of yesteryear. Here's Wacholder. And Misty chases down another one. And she misses the cut there. Remember the question mark of Misty May going into the Beijing Olympics, into the 2004 Greece Olympics. She had that pulled stomach muscle, and no one was sure whether she could play well, and she ended up playing great. But now she's in much better shape, completely healed up. Youngs bounces it. It's an ace.
And to continue that, May says that one of the reasons she's doing the Pilates is to continue strengthening that core area, the low back muscles, the abdominal muscles, to make sure that doesn't happen to her again.
Youngs, the bronze medalist in 2004 with Holly McPeak. Holly McPeak and Nicole Branna finishing third this week, along with Diane Denekashe and Tammy Leibel. That serve out of bounds. And a point. 13-8, Walsh and Youngs lead it. And as you look at the Crocs standings, the best team on tour obviously has been May Trainer and Walsh, and Wacholder and Youngs right behind.
With a big lead over 3 and below. These two teams have clearly been the class of the tour so far this year.
In women's volleyball, the women's teams are a lot influx of new talent on the AVP women's division. Lots of college players coming in. The emergence of players like Nicole Branna, Annette Davis, Jenny Jordan coming back. There's a lot of young players, and it's getting...
But Branna is certainly the cream of that new crop. Rookie of the year last year, made 2 finals already, playing phenomenal volleyball with her partner Holly McPeak.
Absolutely. Former Minnesota star. And she is good. Look for her in the future. Youngs is there, trying to swat it. Oh, that... And they're going to call it lift. Youngs may be saying that that's a block. Can you do that if it's a block? Apparently not.
I would argue that you can, but she doesn't seem to be arguing too strenuously.
She caught it open hand. Now the question is, she goes down, it's a dig. If it's not, it's a block. She's still at the net.
Doing a great job reaching way in with her right hand twice there. But the mistake she made was jumping rather than staying low on the ground and passing that ball using 3 contacts on her side of the net.
This is game 1 of our women's championship final. As Wacholder turns it, I'm Chris Marlowe with Card Scribe, Mike Dodd, and Heather Cox. Great crowd on hand, one of the biggest we've ever had here in Chicago. It is jam-packed. What a setup, and what a tour. It's the 10th stop on the Crocs tour. What a job the AVP has done, packing them in. Here comes Kerry Walsh. And she cuts it through. Would you serve Walsh very much if you were Wacholder and Youngs?
Well, they haven't really been able to score any points off of Misty May except for one hitting error, but that was more of an unforced error. So it is wise, I think, to mix one in occasionally. And when they really broke through last year in Cincinnati, the way they won was by serving Walsh and trying to force her into passing errors.
Nice pass by Wacholder. And she flies one out of bounds. So Wacholder with a hitting error, and Youngs and Wacholder falling behind 16-10.
And getting away from their strength a little bit. She, for the second time, ran a back set there. I think they're probably better off keeping their game simpler, passing like this, staying in front of the setter and hitting it off the block.
Wacholder punches it through. Wacholder has 7 career wins, 5 with Youngs, and interestingly, her first 2 with Kerry Walsh. After Misty May had hurt her stomach, Walsh was left without a partner in Europe. And Kerry Walsh picking up Rachel Wacholder, and that was really the coming out party for Rachel, winning on the international tour. Her first 2 wins. She showed people that she could do it. Misty May flying, and Youngs in attack mode. Misty's got it, chugging, and Walsh can't quite get there.
But even then, it was hard for Rachel Wacholder to prove she was a great player because she was playing with the best player in the world to win. But since then, she has really proven herself as a solid, stellar athlete.
This is game 1. The gold medalist leading 16-12. And Elaine Young's the second best team on the beach, and they're trying to pull the upset. They've beaten them 6 times in the last 2.5 years, but they've lost 24 times. So 6 wins in 30 attempts. Not easy to beat the Olympic gold medalists.
But I think they have a record to be proud of, considering the fact that Walsh and May are something like 54-3 on this tour. To have beaten them twice in finals is a real accomplishment, to beat the best team in the history of women's volleyball.
Misty May and Carrie Walsh at the top of their game right now. Here comes Wacholder. And Rachel pounding through. I'm not sure shots are going to go today, because Misty seems to have a lot of speed and quickness covering. Tough to get it over. I think you're going to have to hit the ball a little bit.
The only thing is, she does have to mix in a shot once in a while to keep Misty thinking and not give her just one speed. Just like a baseball pitcher has to have an off-speed shot, Wacholder needs to use an off-speed shot once in a while.
Now Elaine Youngs, the 2-time Olympian, 1996. She was in Atlanta as part of the indoor team for the United States. And of course, 2004. The bronze medalist. That serve out of bounds. Elaine Youngs, as Karja detailed, the leading server coming into this match. She had played 119 games and had 130 aces. That's a pretty good ratio.
Over 1 per game, and over probably about 2.5, 2 3/4 per match.
Yeah, the only player on tour with that combination. Oh, Misty May with a left hand, and it's right on top. Wacholder punches, it's out of bounds. Misty May. Wow. I don't think last year she could have gotten to that ball.
And that's really a microcosm of what makes this team so great. Number 1, Misty May chasing this ball down right here. Number 2, Walsh being so fast to give her partner the perfect set. Blockers aren't necessarily known as the greatest of setters, but she gave her partner, May, a perfect set on that play.
Well, Carrie Walsh set to serve it and leading 19-13. And Wacholder taps it through.
14-19.
So Youngs and Wacholder playing catch-up. Wacholder last year the most improved player and the best defensive player. Part of that defense right there. Misty with a set.
Come on, Rachel.
And Walsh over the top. Carrie Walsh didn't play beach until she was 22. She's now 27 and has racked up 58 wins. It is game point as you watch Walsh do her thing. A put-away specialist. Now Misty will serve it. 20-14 our score. Youngs, Misty's got it. This could be it. Not yet. Youngs paws it back. Carrie for the win. See ya. Carrie Walsh and Misty May. An overpowering performance in game 1. 21-14.
I don't think Youngs and Wacholder either.
The wave is rolling in Chicago, Illinois. The excitement at being in an AVP professional beach volleyball tournament. Game 1 going to Carrie Walsh and Misty May. Set for game 2. Liz Masakayan, the coach for Rachel Wacholder and Elaine Youngs, is on IFB. Liz, can you hear us?
Yeah, it's really loud though.
I know it's loud. What happened to your team in game 1? What happened?
Well, you know, I think we're doing as best we can. I mean, Carrie and Misty are playing great. Right now, we may want to switch it up to Carrie just because I think Misty's on fire with her defense and she's shooting us to death. So, you know, there's really nothing that our team is doing wrong other than that they had 2 chunks of a side out and 3 points, a side out and 4 points. Other than that, they're playing pretty steady if you just get rid of those 2 chunks.
All right, Liz, we'll check back with you. 21-14 in game 1. Wacholder and Youngs trying to get their side out together, the traditional side out, and Youngs touched the net. What can Youngs and Wacholder do, Coach Karai?
Well, they're going to have to start by getting Rachel Wacholder the kind of set she likes. She likes to come in a little bit inside off the sideline. It helps open up her line shot. She has not been able to hit that line shot very effectively so far. We'll see if she can do it here.
The block by Carrie Walsh. Third block for Walsh, first this game.
And of course, the big difference in the stats from game one were those unforced errors will not be able to beat the team of May and Walsh, best team in history, by giving them 3 points.
Youngs, Misty May, another dig. Nice up by Youngs. And a big hit by Youngs.
And Coach Liz Mazzacane was talking with Youngs and Wacholder about what to do when May gets a set a little bit off the net in that last break, and Elaine Youngs did just what they were planning on doing, and that is drop off the net, play a little bit of defense, made a great up there, put the ball away, and saved the point.
So now Rachel Wacholder, who's 31 years old, getting ready to serve it up. Won 3 tournaments last year with Youngs. And Wacholder is there. So strategy paying off as they get a point on Carrie Walsh.
And the other thing they talked about is if they're getting no points off one partner, one player on the opponent's team, go to the other. They weren't getting any points off of May, so try Walsh, and they immediately get a dig and a point scoring opportunity.
And Walsh heaved after that last dig, pounds one through. Once again, Carrie Walsh trying to become the 4th woman in history to go over $1 million. She's won 989,407 smackers. This could be the weekend. Got to win, though. I don't think she can do it if she doesn't win the tournament. As Youngs puts it away on 2. Now in Athens, you didn't like the on-2 play, Karts-Karai, but Elaine Youngs executing it perfectly there.
That wasn't a planned play, though. That was a path that just went a little too close to the net.
3-3 our score. Oh, nice up, Wacholder. And the resulting poke out of bounds. Game 2, Walsh and May leading 4-3. Will return to the AVP on NBC after these messages from your local NBC station.
Gold medalist winning team, and Coach, you guys are up, but there's still a lot of intensity in this huddle. What are you fine-tuning at this point?
Well, the thing we're trying to keep ahead of this team with is fast thinking out here. We got to really focus on the opportunities that we're making for ourselves and capitalize on them. We're making them, but we're just missing them right now. We made them in the first game, and right now we have to take advantage of them. We still have a bit of a lead, and I feel like we have the mental edge and the momentum going, and we just have to focus on the opportunities. And, you know, we're making defensive plays. Carrie's blocking great at the net. Misty's running everything down, and our hands just aren't ready yet on a couple of these plays, and that's what we got to get going here. There's good hand digging.
But looking good out there. Thanks, Coach.
All right, thank you, Heather. That's Dane Selznick, the coach of Misty May and Carrie Walsh, who has had some physical problems recently and getting back into shape, and he does a good job with May and Walsh. There's a good look at Dane, one of the great all-time players. His father, Gene, was a legend. Dane, an all-star. And he has been well-tested this season as that ball is looped out of bounds. Heather Cox, Dane Selznick, physical problems, overcame a lot, didn't he?
Indeed. Following their win in Fort Lauderdale this season, the 49-year-old coach suffered a mild stroke. After taking a few weeks off from coaching, Dane returned to the team in Tempe, saying he felt completely back to normal and has no residual side effects. Now, his doctor performed countless tests and finally discovered a small hole in his heart called a PFO that they think might have been the root of the problem, adding the stroke may have been similar to the one that New England Patriots linebacker Teddy Bruschi suffered after the 2005 Super Bowl. The good news, Bruschi was back playing football again 9 months later. Doctors did say they'll reevaluate Dane in a few months to see whether or not they'll surgically repair that hole in his heart. But right now, Dane said it was certainly a wake-up call. It's put things in perspective, and we certainly wish him the best in his recovery.
Thank you, Dane. A very good guy, and he's really developed into one of the top coaches on the AVP Tour. And, you know, about 4 or 5 years ago, there were no coaches, and historically there haven't been coaches in beach volleyball. And since Dane and Jeff Alzina and Liz Mazzacane, I mean, coaching has really been elevated to an art form here.
He was one of the trailblazers, one of the first to coach American teams, and one of the first to coach foreign teams.
Elaine Youngs, and you can feel that Elaine Youngs and Rachel Wacholder, that is just their second lead in the match. They took the lead just moments ago, and now they're up 7-6. A 1-point lead. And now back on Misty.
Right, come on.
Wacholder. Carey chases it down. Walsh is a very underrated defensive player. Youngs waffles one out of bounds on a bad set. Let's take a look at our Bud Light tournament recap. Road to the final for these two teams. May Walsh, all 2 sets, huh?
But got a little challenged in that first one. The main thing is that Chicago can be very hot and humid weather. Both these teams doing a great job of keeping their games down to the minimum, winning 2-0 every time. May and Walsh have done that most of the season. But
Carey Walsh with the serve. It's 7-7 in game 2. And Wacholder gets the kill. Continuing our Bud Light tournament recap. The road to the final for Wacholder and Youngs. Always a little more difficult, but the one with Brandon McPeak, that was an epic.
That was an epic battle yesterday in front of a packed house on Saturday, down 19-15 in game 2, scored 6 straight points to pull themselves back in the match. An amazing comeback.
8-7, Youngs. Wacholder's got it. And the set just not quite close enough. Wacholder's there. Young's trying to shovel it over on 2. Misty down the line. Got it. So Misty spinning it up into the wind. Those are the kind of plays that Wacholder and Youngs, when they're scrambling, they've got to get the ball closer to the net.
Well, exactly. Wacholder's done a great job of getting that sharp cut shot by Walsh. Let's listen to the whole play. You hear the nobody call, no blocker. You hear the line call. And the nobody call. Communication really important in doubles volleyball.
Wacholder now with 10 digs. And Walsh gets another block. That's her 4th. So Carey Walsh getting over the net.
Wacholder's really having trouble getting her line shot working. If that is not working, she's going to have more trouble on offense. Walsh doing a great job. You can see Walsh starts out almost sideways to the net and ends up sideways the other way to the net. That's not optimum blocking form, but still effective with it.
Misty May digs overhand, and Walsh can't get there. So Youngs and Wacholder.
And Walsh was talking about how she likes to wear some jewelry and a pink hat because she feels her height makes her not girly enough, so she wants to look a little girly out there, a little girlier out there.
I tell you, that's the longest pink visor in the history of beach volleyball. That thing's like a foot out over her head. Doesn't seem to make much difference.
So I asked her, I guess that means I'm being girlier out there too with my pink hat, right?
Well, that's obvious. Karch on the injured list, if you're wondering. Been out for 4 tournaments with an injured knee, had surgery. Hopes to be back by Manhattan Beach, and your partner will be?
Talking to Larry Witt.
Okay.
Planning on playing with Larry Witt. Partners all season.
Misty digs overhand, which is legal. And Wacholder, traditional underhand. Misty another dig. Misty's digging it up. Wacholder's there. Misty again. And Misty puts it away. Wow. It's going to be hard to pick the MVP between Walsh and May this year because they're both playing sensationally.
They both deserved it each of the last 3 years, but May showing what a phenomenal defensive player she is, and Wacholder staying right with her in that rally. They each had 3 or 4 digs.
May's got 7 kills and already 14 digs.
And Wacholder is not far behind in the dig category, but Misty May has been a much more effective offensive player so far.
Walsh and May won game 1, 21-14. It's 11-9 here in game 2. Best 2 out of 3. Wacholder. And Youngs floating sideways and blocks another one.
Nothing you can do when the ball goes that close to the net. Walsh is going to absolutely smother it for another block.
Carey Walsh and Misty May ramping it up here in game 2. They're up by 3. Carey, one of the best blockers in the world. look at the AVP Crocs leaders, and Carrie right at the top on the AVP tour.
And way over her average today with 5 in less than 2 games versus an average of just over 1 all season long.
Wacholder taps it down the line, and Misty May. Elaine Youngs digs back. Wacholder may have touched it. Carrie, Wacholder's there. Rachel. Nope, can't get it by Misty. Youngs, long rally. Youngs. And she puts it away. Oh! I'll tell you what, if there was ever a rally to get you jump-started in a match, that was it for Wacholder and Youngs.
That would be the one, and now they have Elaine Youngs, who put away this ball after getting a phenomenal set by Wacholder. What a nice touch. Going to be coming in a minute here. Wacholder is going to chase down this. Going to be able to chase down this dig by Youngs and put her right on top of the net for the put away. Now they have their #1 server behind the line, and Youngs needs to get her tough jump serving going for them to have a chance to win this match by winning game 2.
Youngs with 1 ace, 3 errors so far, no other points. The leading server on the AVP Crocs Tour, ready to crank it up. When a jump server serves one into the net, what is the problem? Is it the toss?
It can be. She just has really had trouble getting it in. First, she was hitting it too long, so on that one she was trying to adjust and go shorter. The next one's going to have to go over the net.
13-10 our score. Oh. And Carrie Walsh touched the net. Not allowed to touch the net at any time in beach volleyball while the ball is in play.
But it's got to be frustrating for May and Walsh's opponents. Anything that gets by the Walsh block, May is coming up with, especially in this final today.
She has been unbelievable on the backline defense. Misty. And a nice block by Elaine Youngs. Wow, did she move her hands to the inside?
And she is second on the tour, just under a block per game, but that is her first block of the match. She's going to need to pick up that category also for them to have a chance here.
13-12 now, back on Misty. Elaine Youngs dives out. And Walsh on 2. Let's go down to Mike Dodd for some strategy.
Well, Chris, I tell you, for Wacholder and Youngs, you could see the frustration building the entire match. They've been making a lot of good defensive plays, but unable to convert and transition into points. That last long rally, you saw Elaine Young put the ball down and a release of emotion. It really builds up down here, and you can see with one big rally that you win, it can sometimes spark you to move it on and continue as the match goes.
You're right, Mike. Elaine Young's a very excitable player, and when she has her confidence at high ebb and high end, it really makes a difference when she is pumped up and jacked up.
And in fact, last week they were playing, this same matchup was in the semifinals in Birmingham, Alabama, and Elaine Youngs felt like she got a little over-emotional, just got really frustrated at losing to May and Walsh, and they had to have a team meeting about it with their coach Liz Mazikine this week to clear the air, and feels like they're right back on track.
Good serve by Youngs. And a free ball coming up. You don't see many. Young's on the right side. And Walsh is there. Boy, opportunity missed for Youngs and Wacholder. So it's 15-13 our score. Don't forget, Sunday, August 6th, the new era begins for NFL football. Can't beat this, Karch. The Hall of Fame game, Oakland and Philadelphia.
Nothing like it. Won't John Madden be inducted into the Pro Hall of Fame there? 2
of the greatest announcers of all time. John Madden, inducted into the Hall of Fame, working with Al Michaels, now, one of my heroes.
Weren't you saying that they are the Chris Marlowe and Karch Kurai of pro football?
Yes, I was saying that. But it sounds pretty good, doesn't it?
That's, in our dreams.
That's the Hall of Fame game. NFL football on NBC. Don't miss it. Once again, Sunday, August 6th. Can't wait for football to come up. All right, back to some volleyball. Along with the John Madden of beach volleyball. Karch Kurai, I'm Chris Marlowe. And a timeout taken. 16-13. Wacholder and Youngs trying to hang on. The best team in the history of beach volleyball. Walsh and May putting on the pressure.
Hey, I'll tell you what I think is happening with her really releasing to get to cut is
as soon as she knows that, well, as soon as we know it's a line play, she's playing not for the hit because you're not hitting it. You're doing the cut. Okay, so really get that play up here and be aggressive. You know, full speed ahead. Come in to hit.
Coach Selznick's talking about how players on the beach, they can't come in thinking that they're going to hit a soft shot. You have to come in with a full approach, a hard jump, and have all the options open, a soft shot or the hard hit.
This is game 2. Elaine Youngs and Rachel Wacholder running out of time now. They trail 17-13 in a game to 21.
Like that hard hit, except that one didn't go into the court.
Elaine Youngs apparently a little tape job after or during that last timeout. I don't know what's bothering her. That could be bothering her a little bit. Carrie Walsh, too much Walsh in this match at the net, and Misty May has been by far the best backcourt player, if you like, hitting and digging.
May Walsh-itis is probably the problem for most of the opponents out here.
Misty May now with 17 digs. Hardest hit of the day, 42 miles per hour for Misty. Again, that's half the distance of a pitcher, so it's coming quick. Well, that's got to be a lift, and it is. Our first referee today, let's give him a call since he's been good. Ryan McDowell of Denver, Colorado. No wonder he's good. And Alan Siegel of Savannah, Georgia.
That's a good point. When you haven't noticed them at all, they've done a great job.
Haven't said a thing. Ryan gets a kudo. 18-14. Carrie Walsh over the top. I was mentioning that they had won 56 tournaments together, and that was one of the great records in women's volleyball. Next best, Shelda and Adriana at 33, but third best all-time men and women. Randy Stokely, St. John Smith won 114 together, as Carrie Walsh gets another block, and Karch-Karai Kent Steffes with 75. So they're going to be on you in a minute, Karch. I don't know, you're giving me those hand signals. I'm ready for you. I'm ready for you. It is first championship point. Right behind you, Karch.